Hello, this is Andy from Mountain Computers, the Go Green PC Tune-Up Guide. Today is November 4th. It's this afternoon. Got done with a lot of work this morning due to power outages over in Sparks. About 1,100 businesses got knocked out because some employee did something wrong at NV Energy and over the weekend. So we're done recovering a bunch of businesses, a bunch of PCs and servers, and some VMware machines that should have recovered, but they didn't. But anyhow, today we're going to talk about the letter K. The letter K only has a few topics that I want to cover. We've only got about 12 to 14 letters left in the alphabet before we're done. But in the meantime, we've covered so much, and we have so much more to go through. And we're going to go back through some others. The letter O, for instance, came to mind this morning on some issues that I was dealing with. And I can tell you one thing. You're never done trying to share your knowledge. But you can realize there's a point where you put a period at the end rather than have a run-on sentence. So know the difference, okay? So today, the letter K. Let's see, we have our cup today, laugh. I had it last week too, it's good. So the letter K. So the topics are knowledge, Kryptonite, the kill command, and Kubernetes. Kubernetes. Okay? So let's talk about knowledge as power. Knowledge. Knowledge is power when added with action. Okay? Let me explain something to you. When they say education is important, having knowledge, that's great. If you have knowledge that others don't have and they need you, well, then you're a commodity. Supply versus demand. However, knowledge is power when used ethically and appropriately. Now, some people can be obnoxious with that. Some people can be arrogant with that. Some people can be confident with that. I know that over my lifetime, I've been in and out of each one of those. Lately, it's like, it seems like might be coming across obnoxious, but I'm not. I'm just like, really? I think it's because I'm getting older and my patience is getting less. But I think it also comes to mind that we want to not have to go over the same thing over and over and over again with the same people, right? Some people you'll just never change. They're just the way they are. My wife, for all of her greatness, she has a few weaknesses. For all of my greatnesses, I have a few weaknesses. And those things, they may go away with age and time, desire, passion, for whatever reason. But knowing what to expect and having the knowledge to do the right thing most of the time, or all the time, and knowing when people are taking advantage of you because of your lack of knowledge. That's not fair. There are celebrities. There are preachers. There are churches. They take the Bible. Because they know the Bible doesn't mean they know God. It just means they know the Bible. Right? Because you got a master's degree doesn't mean you have good common sense. Knowledge is power. There's more people that are successful without college degrees. But there's a lot of libraries filled with a lot of books from people who write fiction and nonfiction that have added to the wealth of knowledge in our world for thousands of years. So when it comes to having a library card, checking out books, constantly reading, knowledge is power. Being aware of your normal daily news, what's going on in the world around you, that's important. Knowing medical things about yourself, financial things. Knowledge is power. Taking action on knowledge is about timing. Very important. Knowledge is power with action at the right time. Refinancing a house when you can't, and you keep doing the same thing over expecting a different result, that's insanity. So you have to be in the right place financially, at the right place with the right person in order for things like that to happen appropriately. Now, there will be companies out there that take advantage of you. That's bad. You don't want that. They may get away with it one or two times, but eventually they will burn and fall. So, Wells Fargo, burn and fall. Bank of America doing good, but you've got some stuff you got to clean up. There's a lot of other companies, financial companies, that have been caught being greedy. They may have knowledge on you, they may have power over you, but eventually that will come back to haunt them. So knowledge is power, and we'll leave that one at that, okay? So Kryptonite, K for Kryptonite. What triggers your senses? What triggers you? When you get triggered, is it fight or flight? Very interesting. What is my kryptonite? What is your kryptonite? What triggers you? Know those things. That goes back into knowledge is power. Knowing what triggers you, what makes you react the way you do. Try and stay away from triggers if the results are bad. I think social media for some. I just commented on Slashdot this morning about triggers, and one of them is getting rid of social media. You don't become triggered. You want to be involved and be part of our global community. If it's negative for you and it triggers you poorly, probably not a good idea. But if you can be a positive contributor, get on a board, get on a local school board, get involved with your community, your neighborhood, with your kids, with your family, with your church, that's good. Just remember use your senses, don't get taken advantage of. I mean, this is about computers, but it's also about life. One of my professors, he taught more about life skills and finances than he did software programming, but he did it both at the same time. So, his name was Randy. He's up at Oregon Tech. Good guy. So, very smart man. Calvin Caldwell did too. Some of our advisors and counselors at Oregon Tech did very much so. Great advisors. Great advisors. Always have advisors that you can trust. They'll be 10 to 12 years older, typically, maybe more. Okay. The kill command, K for kill. What's your killer app? What's your killer tool, utility? If your computer's misbehaving and you're freaking out and you don't want to know what to do, you don't understand Control-Alt-Delete on your keyboard, Control-Alt-Delete for Windows, kill command in Linux. You can always unplug the power, unplug the network cable, turn it off. That's a kill command. Californians right now are experiencing so much loss of power through all the fires. It's not their fault. It was a bigger problem long before it just finally caught up to them. But when it comes to the kill command, know the command on your computer. It means shut down in Windows real fast. Kill, shut down in Linux. Kubernetes. That's an interesting one. So Kubernetes, that is basically a platform to manage, it's like a layer on that ISO stack that I was telling you about that separates the hardware from the application. So you can have a host operating system or a host environment all sharing the same hardware with other hosts. Now Kubernetes is called pods, and programs like Docker manage all these microservices. So it's not complicated. The security models are interesting, especially because the hardware is being violated right now at the Intel platform and a little bit of AMD, but not as much. But when it comes down to Kubernetes, if you grew up like me, client server, where we had servers, many servers, we didn't have hosted environments. I mean, we did have VMware long time ago, but nothing like it is today. Cloud computing is amazing. So Kubernetes has pods. Pods have various applications that share the RAM, the CPU, the network routing, the ports, and stuff like that. It's for load balancing, scaling up, scaling down, redundancy, resilience in applications. It's not hard. That's about it. Not much to K. I mean, there's keyboards in K, kilobytes. I mean, there's lots of things in K, but not as important as knowledge is power, Kryptonite, kill command, and Kubernetes. That's it for today, folks. I only have a few letters left. This is Andy from Mountain Computers. Like, subscribe, and share, and have a great day. There'll be more to come. Bye-bye.